The diagram shows three shapes A, B and C on a 1 cm square grid. On the grid, draw the image of shape A after a rotation 90 degrees clockwise with the center 0, 3. So here we are supposed to rotate this shape A 90 degrees clockwise at the center 0, 3. So the point 0, 3 is going to be over here. That is, on the x-axis it is 0 and on the y-axis it is 3. So you can rotate this using a tracing paper, or I am going to show it geometrically. So here, since we have to rotate it this way 90 degrees, so let me draw a 90 degree angle over here. Now this horizontal line, which is of 2 units length, rotates this way and becomes a vertical line of 2 units. So this horizontal line is going to look this way. Now this vertical line, which is of 1 unit's length, now becomes this way. It becomes horizontal line, and finally we are going to connect these 2 points. So we have rotated this shape A by 90 degrees clockwise. So let us call this image as A dash. Now the next question is, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So let us consider one point from shape A and the same corresponding point on shape B. Now this is definitely going to be a translation because we can see a shift. So this point has shifted by 2 units towards the right and it has shifted 1 units down. So the type of transformation that takes place over here is translation, and it has been shifted towards the right by 2 units and downwards by 1 unit. So here we are going to write translation, that is 2 units towards the x and 1 units. Since it is going downwards, we are going to write it as -1 in the y direction. Now the next question, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape C. From shape A, we have to check for shape C now. Now we can say that C is the enlargement of shape A. Now since we are talking about the enlargement, we have to also find the center of enlargement and also the scale factor. So to find out the center, let us connect the corresponding points. So this point from shape C should connect this point from shape A. They both are corresponding points, and let us see where it is going to join. So let me just shift it. Then we have to also connect the other vertices of the shape. So here this is a horizontal line. So both the vertices are on the same line. So let us just extend it and connect it this way. So we can see that the lines are joining at point 5, 3. That is 5 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. So this is enlargement with the center of enlargement at 5, 3, and a scale factor is going to be, now if we consider shape A, this vertical height is 1 unit and this vertical height is 2 units from shape C. Now this horizontal length is of 2 units length and this is going to be 4 units length because we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Now since we can see that the lengths have been doubled in the shape C as compared to shape A, the scale factor is going to be 2. So let us write here, it is an enlargement with center 5, 3 and scale factor 2. Now the next question is, calculate the size of the smallest angle in triangle C. So let us consider triangle C now. Now the smallest angle in a triangle is always opposite to the smallest side. So in this triangle we can see that this is the smallest side of the given triangle. So the angle opposite to this side is this angle. And let us call it as x. Now since we need to find out the smallest angle, we can make use of any of the trigonometric ratios. Now I am going to use here tan trigonometric ratio, which is represented as opposite side over the adjacent side. Now let us find out which is the opposite side and the adjacent side to this angle. Now the side opposite to the angle x is this side, which is 2 units in length. Now this is a right angled triangle. So the side opposite to 90 degrees will be always the hypotenuse. So 2 units is the opposite side and this length is the hypotenuse, and the remaining side default becomes the adjacent side. So here you can also consider the tan trigonometric ratio as y over x, that is rise over run. So here we are going to write tan x is equal to, the opposite side is of the length 2 units and the adjacent side is of 4 units. So here we have written 2 over 4. Now let us take tan on the other side of equal to sign. So we get x equal to arc tan or tan inverse of 2 over 4. Now let us see what value this gives us. So this is going to give us 26.565 degrees. Now I am going to round it to 1 decimal place and write it as 26.6 degrees. So this is the value of the smallest angle of the given shape C, that is 26.6 degrees.